How do you do macro? Yeah. Now, the neoclassicals think you've got to work from micro foundations. By the way, Olivia Blanchard and I have been in touch with each other recently, getting a pleasant conversation, I'm pleased to say. Have you seen my satirical piece in the Review of Keynesian Economics? You haven't? Okay, I'll bring it up later. But I satirised Olivia a bit, and he actually wrote back saying he thought it was funny. So I'm pleased about that. It's a good reaction. There's a chance for a dialogue happening now with neoclassical, which I think is a positive thing after all these decades of the two areas ignoring what the neoclassicals ignoring us. And in talking about why DSGEs were so unsuccessful, he still thinks we can use them. And he thought, well, you have to start from micro foundations. Where else to start from? And this is what a physicist called Philip Anderson called a constructivist fallacy. And this is a real PhD. This is a real Nobel Prize. That gets in physics. He wrote a wonderful paper called More is Different, which of course I've linked here and I'd recommend you taking a look at. And he said reductionism has worked brilliantly for science over centuries, but getting to where science is now, they have to go beyond reductionism. He said one thing reductionism doesn't mean is you can have a constructionist approach to science. He said the fact that you can reduce everything to simple fundamental laws doesn't mean you can take those laws and build the universe. Okay? If it did, an obvious question in a biology exam would be, please take these chemicals and create life. Okay? Imagine that'd be a great question, wouldn't it? But that's what economists are trying to do. They think they should start from the micro and be able to build the macro from it. That's like saying a biologist is only going to be a biologist if they can tell you how to make life out of inert chemicals, which is nonsense. And as he finished up by saying that in each level of analysis, whether you're looking at biology or psychology or chemistry or physics, so is at least as complex ways of thinking at each of those levels, which you can't reduce to the level below. But that's what economists have been trying to do for 1.5 centuries. They've been trying to turn macroeconomics into applied micro. So I want to show a different approach, and that's say, let's derive macro from macro. So what happens if you take a set of definitions that simply are true by definition? The employment rate is the number of workers with a job divided by population. The wages share of GDP is wages divided by GDP. And the debt ratio is debt divided by GDP. Take those and differentiate them with respect to time, you get a system of differential equations. Okay? Put in the simplest possible linear definitions you can. So a constant capital output ratio, labour productivity, a linear Phillips curve, a linear investment function. What do you get? You get the model I've just shown you. And that simple model, working from macro definitions, finds something neoclassicals couldn't work out. So it's just wrong to believe we have to start from the micro level and build up. That's why, again, the reason I'm in favour of the system approach. Build the structure of the model, the dynamics will emerge from it. And this is, again, the argument that Anderson finished with. Because you can have a hierarchy of sciences, they can rank quantum mechanics as the fundamental level, and then many-body physics coming out of that, and then chemistry coming out of many-body physics, and biology coming out of chemistry, and then psychology coming out of biology, and so on. You said it doesn't mean science X is just applied Y. Psychology is not applied biology, nor is biology applied chemistry, and macro is not applied micro. So that's my overall philosophical approach. Let's build macro to macro. You don't have to go to the micro level. A question or?